Okay, so I realized I didn't have my tree in the last video. Not that it really matters. I did put the ornament on, but it's nice to have the tree also. And my dog's ear is here, but there she is. Avery. Okay, the tree's getting kind of full. So now you need to sit. We're going to read 1 Kings 3, 5 through 28. And that is Solomon. So 1 Kings, and I'm learning with each video. I should have mentioned that if you're not familiar with the Bible, that 1 Kings is in the Old Testament. So we're going Old Testament to New Testament. And Kings, 1 Kings is after 1st and 2nd Samuel. So we were reading Samuel the last couple readings, and we're just moving ahead. So this is 3, 5 to 28. 3, 5. I have 3. Okay. And it's a king. And Solomon is King David's. So David, in the last reading, he killed Goliath, and he has already been made king. And then the Jesse tree ornaments jump around. They jump lots of time. But anyway, so Solomon is King David's son. And I am reading starting in verse 5. So at Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, "Ask what I shall give you. Ask what shall I give you?" And Solomon said, "You have shown great mercy to your servant David, my father, because he walked before you in truth and righteousness and uprightness of heart, with you. You have continued this great kindness for him, and you have given him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day. Now, O Lord my God, you have made your servant king instead of my father David. But I am a little child. I do not know how to go out or come in. And your servant is in the midst of your people, whom you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to be numbered or counted. Therefore, give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge this great people of yours?" The speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. Then God said to him, "Because you have asked this thing, and have not asked long life for yourself, nor asked riches for yourself, nor have asked for the life of your enemies, but have asked for yourself understanding to discern justice, behold, I have done according to your word. See, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has not been anyone like you before you, nor shall any like you arise after you. And I have also given you what you have not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be anyone like you among the kings all your days. So if you walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as your father David walked, then I will lengthen your days." Then Solomon awoke, and indeed it had been a dream. And he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord, offered up burnt offerings, offered peace offerings, and made a feast for all his servants. Now 2 women who were harlots came to the king and stood before him. And one woman said, "O my lord, this woman and I dwell in the same house, and I gave birth while she was in the house. Then it happened the 3rd day after I had given birth that this woman also gave birth, and we were together. No one was with us in the house except the 2 of us in the house. And this woman's son died in the night because she lay on him. So she arose in the middle of the night and took my son from my side while your maidservant slept, and laid him at her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to nurse my son, there he was dead. But when I had examined him in the morning, indeed he was not my son whom I had born. Then the other woman said, "No, but the living one is my son, and the dead one is your son." And the first woman said, "No, but the dead one is your son, and the living one is my son." Thus they spoke before the king. And the king said, "The one says, 'This is my son who lives, and your son is the dead one.' And the other one says, 'No, but your son is the dead one, and my son is the living one.'" Then the king said, "Bring me a sword." So they brought a sword before the king, and the king said, "Divide the living child in two, and give one half, and give half to one and half to the other." Then the woman whose son was living spoke to the king, for she yearned with compassion for her son, and she said, "Oh, my lord, give her the living child, and by no means kill him." But the other woman said, "Let him neither be mine or yours, but divide him." So the king answered and said, "Give the first woman the living child, and by no means kill him. She is his mother." And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had rendered, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of God was in him to administer justice. So that's a cool story, because King David has passed away, and now Solomon is in his place, and he's young, and he doesn't know what to do, or what to ask for. And even God, I love how God speaks to people in all different manners. So in dreams and visions, a lot of times I will be in deep prayer, or listening to worship music, or just instrumental music, and God will show me visions. And then a lot of times you have to ask for discernment. And in this case, Solomon was having a conversation with God that he did not know how to rule the people. So he asked for wisdom, because to him was the most important thing. And so in that, God blessed him with abundance. So the next reading is Elijah. She's trying to get my dog's food. My other dog's food. She's such a little goober. Avery, get off. You're making a mess. Get off, honey. So then the women come, and Solomon shows his wisdom, the wisdom he received from God. And no one before, it says in the scripture that no one before or after Solomon had the wisdom that he had. The unfortunate thing is that Solomon started taking wives that were not God's people. They were Israelites. And so he was swayed by his wives' gods. I think we can all be like that. We get into relationships, either romantically or otherwise, and we are swayed by certain people's opinions, or something that seems better, or whatever. So Solomon was swayed away from God. And now I've got Chessie popping in. Excuse me. So Solomon strayed from God, and it just I just finished 2 Kings, and now I'm in, and I finished Ezra, and now I'm in Nehemiah. I'm reading through the whole Bible. Excuse me. And it's just unfortunate that Solomon swayed from God. But God made a promise. He makes a promise that he will honor David, King David, by setting Judah aside as kind of like a special tribe. And in 1st and 2nd Kings, it talks, and Chronicles, it talks a lot about what the kings did. A lot of them swayed from God. A lot of them did what was right in the eyes of God. but ultimately Judah also sinned, and but anyway, that's for your own reading. Something I did want to mention is, if you have, I believe it's Amazon Prime, there's The House of David. This reading, the last reading in this, reminded me of The House of David, and they have 2 seasons. I haven't seen the second season, but it's really good, and it's like The Chosen. If you aren't familiar with a lot of scripture and you just want some insight on the life of Jesus or the life of David, they aren't 100% accurate, because they have to fill in the parts that they don't know, but they're 2 different creators. But I know The Chosen follows a lot of scripture, and it's not always in the same order as it is in the Bible, but it's very good. Both are very well done. So if you're curious, you can go check those out. And they're not, I don't have sponsors or anything like that. It's just something that I enjoy watching, and I know that a lot of people have found that they are beneficial to watch. Avery. So thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow for day, I don't think I even told you what day it was. It was day 14. So today's reading is day 14. So tomorrow will be day 15. And this is going to be a really cool reading. It's about Elijah, and I actually have a story that'll go along with that. So anyway, I hope you are blessed. Be blessed. Thank you for the prayers. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks. Oh, and please like and subscribe and share. The only way that the gospel is going to get out is if more people hear it. So please share this video, or share some of my other videos, even the short ones. All right. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Have a great night.